Was that the cake that was trying to get, was that the kitten? I don't know. Yeah, Coralie, I can't believe I'm getting a complex. So I think the first book we're going to go into is Dear, Dear, a book of homophones. Can you see Dee Dee? I don't know who Dee Dee is, Leslie. Little derecho doppelganger just appeared. All right. Homophones are words that sound the same but are spelled differently, have different meanings, such as moose, the animal, and mousse, the dessert. Homonyms are words that sound the same and are spelled the same but have different meanings, such as a bowl, a round dish, and bowl, the sport. Dear, dear, I now live at the zoo. Wait until you hear what's going on over here. Love, Aunt Ant. Hello, Feline Toys. I haven't seen you in a long time. Just to let you know, I'm having a little difficulty because this little doppelganger of derecho keeps coming up. He's an adorable little kitty. The moose loves moose. He ate 8 bowls. It's funny, everybody's coming back, Feline Toys. You know, we got Raza back. It's like old times. Have you seen the U? She's been in a daze for days. I hear purring. Little purrs. Wait a minute. Hi, I'm a doppelganger of derecho. Hi, everybody. Spiker! That's him, the horse, who is hoarse from humming a hymn. Just to let you know, Alma has stolen Ramsey's car. Thief. It's quite a feat when the bat hangs from his feet. You staying up here? You like the water up here? It's fine. Is that what you're doing there, little derecho doppelganger? Yep. Would you like me to read to you? The monkey will tell you a tale as he hangs from his tail. Oh, God. Somebody wants attention. It's really hard to read with one hand and pedal the other. Bless you. The doe needed the dough because she needed the dough. So the doe needed the dough because she needed the dough. Are you climbing up me now? Oh, wow. You're climbing up me now. The toad was towed to the top of the seesaw so he could see the sea. I think this was one of my wife's books as well, but it's not marked. I don't think I bought this. I was going through all of my Amazon purchases from last year. I think I bought about 30 children's books in the last year. The whale was allowed to wail aloud. The whale was allowed to wail aloud. All right, little doppelstalker just left.
Hi.
Hello. The bear had to pause to bear his big paws. Is that Hudson? It might be. I don't know. Just like Catapractor, I just call them all Butch. Hey, the elephant threw a pail through the big bale of hay. Have you read about the red fox who blew bubbles? The giraffe's long neck lets him choose what he chews. Might be easier to see it that way. Somebody else is threatening to climb me right now. The cows in the herd were in a good mood. I heard them as they mooed in harmony. The bee flew away from the flea with the flu. The bird flew away from the flea with the flu, and the bee can be sure that if he had the flu, the flea would flee too. There is no news about the news. They keep to themselves. Ant, you do have some very interesting new neighbors. I have a new neighbor too. Do you know about the hare with no hair? She's an expert on skin care. Love, your dear, dear. And that is the end of the book about Dear Deer. Alright. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, somebody has buried themselves in the blankies. Uh-oh. Is that my stalker coming near? Oh, well, it's got to be one or the other, huh? There's the two of them. Alright, so next is Coyote, a trickster tale from the American Southwest. Coyote, Blue Coyote. He was going along following his nose. He had a nose for trouble. Coyote stuck his nose into Badger's hole, but got bitten. Coyote wanted to have a flaming redhead like Woodpecker, but his fur caught fire. Coyote went looking for Snake, but only found trouble. Coyote was always in trouble. Let me take a little sip of my Mountain Dew Zero here. I'm in a really weird position. So I might have to stretch my legs every now and then. Just put my leg out here. There we go. Coyote came to a place where earth meets sky. He heard laughing and singing. He went up to take a look. Coyote saw a flock of crows. They were chanting. They were dancing. Come in. Then the birds spread their wings. They flew through the air and circled the canyon. Oh, if only I could fly, said Coyote. I would be the greatest coyote in the world. Lucy really buried herself in here. It's like there's no cat there. Are you looking at me? Huh? Are you looking at me there? Well, there's nobody around but me. Coyote called to the crows. Let me join you, he said. This foolish coyote wants to be like us, Old Man Crow said to his flock. Let's have some fun with him. Old Man Crow turned one eye toward Coyote. You may dance with us, he said. Thank you, said Coyote. But I want to fly, too. Maybe you can, said Old Man Crow. Old Man Crow plucked a feather from his left wing. He told his flock to do the same. They stuck the feathers in Coyote. Coyote winced. His nose twitched. The crows chuckled. You are ready to fly, said Old Man Crow. The birds began their slow, steady chant. They hopped from one foot to the other. Coyote joined in the dance. Even though he got out of step and sang out of tune, he was very proud of himself. The crows spread their wings and soared into the sky. Coyote followed. His flight was jerky. He tilted to one side. Since his feathers were only from the left wing of each bird, he was off balance. He fell to the ground. Wait, he cried out, don't leave me behind. Say goodnight to Ramsey. Oh no, it's potty time for Ramsey.
Time for Lucy.
Lucy!
Come here.
The birds returned and gathered round Coyote. We must balance him, said Old Man Crow. Old Man Crow plucked a feather from his right wing. Each of his flock did the same. Coyote cringed as they stuck the feathers in his fur. The crows cackled. Now I'm perfect, said Coyote. I can fly as well as the rest of you. Coyote had become rude and boastful. He danced out of step. He sang off key. The crows were no longer having fun. The birds again began their slow, steady chant. Coyote hopped along, flapping his feathered legs and singing sour notes. The dancers spread their wings and leapt into the air. Soon the crows were flying high over the canyon. Coyote struggled to keep up. "Carry me," he demanded. The crows circled Coyote but did not carry him. Instead, they took back their feathers, one by one. Coyote sank through the air. He fell straight down. Whoa, he howled. Coyote fell so fast his tail caught fire. He fell into a pool on the mesa. Coyote crawled out of the water. He heard laughter and saw the crows flying away. Coyote ran after them. He tripped and fell, tumbling in the dirt. Coyote went home soaked and covered with dust. To this day, he is the color of dust. To this day, his tail has a burnt black tip. To this day, Coyote still follows his nose. He has a nose for trouble. He always finds it. Oh, bless me. Really cute little book. It looks like they have a couple books. Might have to look at some of these others. Kitty. They're not kittens, Stacy. They are whippersnappers. All right. Let me see. I tried reading this before, but I think I got bored. Well, we could try it. It's called The Art of Meditating with Cats.
Come on.
All right.
Let me pass.
So I figure I'll read at least a little bit of this, and we will go into the poems from last week. Meditating with cats. Cats have many gifts to offer us, and meditation with your cat is a wonderful way to open your heart to receive their teachings. Connecting with their love, wisdom, whimsy, charm, and more for even a few minutes a day can enrich your life.
I gave you some, didn't I?
Meditating with your cat is also an opportunity to send focused messages to your cat to help them better understand you. You will be able to let them know how you feel and what your intentions are in a way in which they can really hear you. Your cat will most likely love meditating with you. In general, meditation is about contemplation and reflection for various purposes.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Such as emotional calm or spiritual awareness. For each meditation in this book, I let you know what the focus or purpose is for that particular exercise. But consider it a launching off point. Your cat may guide you in other directions. The goal of most meditations, high magic, is to bring your mind and body into a state of relaxation, to feel emotionally calm and centered, and to be focused in the moment, letting go of thoughts of the past and future. Cats make great teachers for meditation because they easily achieve a state similar to what I just described. Most people find it easiest to meditate while sitting or lying comfortably in silence or with soft music in the background. Closing your eyes will help eliminate distractions and can allow you to focus inward. Becoming aware of your breath can also help focus your mind and reduce distractions. The quality of your meditation and your cat's experience is not conditioned on how much time you spend meditating. The length of your meditation depends upon how you feel and your goals. Maybe you need only 2 minutes of relaxation with your cat before work. Or maybe you need 45 minutes of calm contemplation. Your cat may leave the meditation. You may choose to continue or quit when they walk away. I probably could have used that today. I had 14 meetings today. 14! Hi, Vanessa. But you made it, Vanessa. It's better late than never. We're glad you're here. So, I was fried today. 14 meetings. It was crazy. And that doesn't count the phone calls I had to make. So, you know what? I'm going to, I'll probably read a little bit of this like each time I'm here, just because I kind of think, reading about cat meditation, I don't know. But I actually enjoyed reading this, Something Big Has Been Here. First of all, it was one of my wife's old books, because that's her maiden name, Jones. So the next poem is called I Am a Ghost Who Lost His Boo. I am a ghost who lost his boo. My boo was gone from me, and I'm without a single clue to where my boo may be. It makes me mope, it makes me pout, it almost makes me moan. A ghost is not a ghost without a boo to call his own. My boo was piercing, fierce, and loud. I used to strut and boast, for I was positively proud to be a gruesome ghost. But now I'm without a boo. I find it rather weird. There's little for a ghost to do whose boo has disappeared. Although I hover here and there and haunt 100 rooms, it seems that there's no one I could scare unless my boo resumes. I am a ghost who lost his boo. Alas, a boo I lack. If you should find my boo, then you'd better give it back. That's right, I forgot. All of these have a little twist at the end. I won't say like they're if you ever read O. Henry, the short stories of, I had a book of O. Henry short stories. I wonder where that ever went. Trying to think of, I don't think it's in the garage. Yeah, I'm trying to think of where I bought that in, I don't know. All right, next one is called Last Night I Dreamed of Chickens. Last night I dreamed of chickens. There were chickens everywhere. They were standing on my stomach. They were nesting in my hair. They were pecking at my pillow. They were hopping on my head. They were ruffling up their feathers as they raced about my bed. They were on the chairs and tables. They were on the chandeliers. They were roosting in the corners. They were clucking in my ears. There were chickens, 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 for as far as I could see. And then I woke up today, I noticed there were eggs on top of me. Hello, refill shop. How are you? Next is called My Brother Built a Robot. Refill shop, you just reminded me that I got to refill my prescriptions. My brother built a robot that does not exactly work. As soon as it was finished, it began to go berserk. Its eyes grew incandescent, and its nose appeared to gleam, and it bellowed unbenignly as its ears emitted steam. My brother built that robot to help us clean our room. Instead, it ate the dustpan and attacked us with the broom. It pulled apart our pillows. It disheveled both our beds. It took a box of crayon, and it doodled on our heads. That robot seemed relentless as it tied our socks in knots. Then it clunked into the kitchen and dismantled pans and pots. The thing was not behaving in a fashion we had planned. It clanked into the bathroom, and it filled the tub with sand. We tried to disconnect it, but it was to no avail. It picked us up and dropped us in an empty garbage pail. We cannot stop this robot, for we're stymied by one hitch. My brother didn't bother to equip it with a switch. So sitting on a window, what color? I guess I can check the list here of what color Dee Dee is. So Siamese. All right, I'll see if I can bring them out. All right, your fan club. Here we go. This is Dee Dee, right? Dee Dee not happy. There are two cats here with two legs. Is this Dee Dee? Danish? Hi there. Hi. Hey you. Come on. You're a fan club. Okay, okay. We'll put you down. We'll put you down. For some reason, I don't know if it's my allergies, but I am just really stuffed up today. Dee Dee. All right. Yes, and actually, Dee Dee and Sparrow were right next to each other, so I had to count the legs. I wasn't sure if there was another cat that looked just like Sparrow or not. Yeah, both of our two-legged kitties are very they're miracles, both of them, and they're both wonderful, wonderful kitties. All right, a couple more poems. An auk in flight. An auk in flight is sheer delight. It soars above the sea. An auk on land is not so grand. An auk walks awkwardly. Fenton Flans. Fenton Flans is fairly weird. He eats peanuts in his beard. Elephants are often found following Fenton Flans around. Okay. I like the longer poems. More than 2 paragraphs. Next one is called My Uncle Looked Me in the Eye. My uncle looked me in the eye about an hour ago. He said there are some things I think that you had better know. Do not throw bricks at bumblebees or grab a grizzly bear. And never tug a tiger's hair, and never tug a tiger's tail or pull a panther's hair. Don't wrestle with the rattlesnake or ask a skunk to fight. Don't irritate an elephant or tempt a lion to bite. Don't scuffle with a buffalo or tease electric eels. Don't interrupt piranhas at their underwater meals. Don't tickle a gorilla or invite a shark to smile. Don't hug a hippopotamus or kiss a crocodile. Don't ridicule a rhino or provoke a porcupine. I followed his advice so far, and I am doing fine. Hello, Hero. How's Hero? Welcome. Grasshopper Gumbo. Bumblebee. Yeah, that's not that good. The rains in little dribbles. The rains and little dribbles are the sort one rarely sees. Every Thursday it pours cola. Friday showers herbal teas. Early Saturday a sprinkle of sweet cider fills the air. Then on Sunday sarsaparilla soaks the citizenry there. Monday morning mocha malteds softly saturate the town, while on Tuesday lemon droplets drizzle delicately down. But the rain that rains on Wednesday is a watermelon tide, so the folks in Little Dribbles spend their Wednesdays safe inside. I am reading a book of poems. It's called Something Big Has Been Here. And it's just basically a bunch of poems. And this is one of my wife's old school books, kids' books. My wife had so many children's books. And, I actually have bought so many myself so I can read here. Today, I shall powder my elephant's ears and paint his posterior red. I'll trim all his toenails with suitable shears and place a toupee on his head. Tonight I shall tie a balloon to his tail and wrap him in feathers and furs, and fasten his necktie and velveteen veil, and put on his boots and his spurs. There'll be a warm smile on my elephant's face as we welcome to Pachyderm Hall to dance until daybreak with Elephant Grace at the Elephant's Masquerade Ball. Next one is a nice long poem, 2 pages. It's called A Remarkable Adventure, and it's actually 4 paragraphs. I was at my bedroom table with a notebook open wide when a giant anaconda started winding up my side. I was filled with apprehension and retreated down the stairs to be greeted at the bottom by a dozen grizzly bears. We tumultuously tussled till I managed to get free. Then I saw with trepidation, there are tigers after me. I could feel them growing closer. I was quivering with fear. Then I blundered into quicksand and began to disappear. I was rescued by an eagle that descended from the skies to embrace me with its talons, to my terror and surprise. But that raptor lost its purchase, and it dropped me in a thicket where I battered both. I messed this up. Let me start over this paragraph. Yes, Alma is in the red. That is the bed of Ramsey. I was rescued by an eagle that descended from the skies to embrace me with its talons, to my terror and surprise. But that raptor lost its purchase when a blizzard made me sneeze, and it dropped me in a thicket where I battered both my knees. I was suddenly surrounded by a troop of savage trolls who maliciously informed me they would toast me over coals. I was lucky to elude them when they briefly looked away. That's the reason why my homework isn't here with me today. All right, here are a couple small poems. Oh boy, somebody is climbing up me now. Somebody is, I don't know who it is. Somebody is just making their way up. They're having a little problem, but I don't see them. Anyway, the next one is called Squirrels. Squirrels, often found in parks, have tails resembling question marks. It's just coincidental, though. There's little squirrels care to know. All right, now there's 2 of you. I can't even... The one is actually going inside my pant leg. You're going inside my pant leg. You're too big. This is crazy. Anyway, next one is called Katie Ate a Baked Potato. Katie ate a baked potato strolling along the mews in her yellow elevator alligator shoes. Wait a minute. Let me do the sing-song. Katie ate a baked potato strolling along the mews in her yellow elevator alligator shoes. That was Katie's last potato. She did not survive. her elevator alligator shoes were still alive. Can I put my feet down now? Can I put my feet down? Okay. The addle-plated platypus. The addle-plated platypus is agile as a cat. Its nose is long and limber, and its face is broad and flat. It moves with skill and vigor, with velocity and grace, as it spends its every second playing ping pong with his face. The addle-plated platypus prevails in every game. Its opponent doesn't matter. The result is all the same. With its supersonic smashes and its convoluted spins, it demolishes all comers and invariably wins. The addle-plated platypus with effervescent verse follows innovative volleys with a scintillating serve. If you're fond of playing ping pong and would like to lose in style, the addle-plated platypus will serve you for a while. All right. And Hero, you're actually doing very well. I mean, we can understand you just fine. And welcome. And we're always thrilled to have viewers and friends all around the world. I know in the morning we usually have a lot of folks from Europe on, and we have our German friends. We have our friends from in England. Oh, you're welcome, Aaron. I'm glad to do it. The next is called The Zoo Was in an Uproar. The zoo was in an uproar. The rabbits stamped their feet. The pigs expressed displeasure. The news refused to eat. Disgraceful, gabbed the gibbons. Barbaric, boomed the bear. Distressing, wept a leopard. The ferrets fumed. Unfair! Yeah, and I guess at this time it would be more of Australia, out in, the Asian part, just because I guess it's much earlier there. Repellent, pulled a puma. Bizarre, a badger bawled. The donkeys were disgusted. The panthers were appalled. The camels ran for cover. A turtle fled her shell. The seal stayed underwater. A walrus felt unwell. How wicked, whined the weasel. Uncalled for, called the crows. The tigers lost their tempers. A polecat held his nose. Unseemly, screamed the eagles. The lions roared with wrath. The day the hippopotamus forgot to take a bath. All right, next one is called Twaddle Talk Tuck. I'm Twaddle Talk Tuck, and I talk and I talk, and I talk when I run, and I talk when I walk, and I'll talk when I hop, and I'll talk when I creep, and I'll talk when I wake, and I'll talk when I sleep, and I'll talk when it's wet, and I'll talk when it's dry, and I'll talk when I laugh, and I'll talk when I cry. And I talk when I jump, and I talk when I land, and I talk when I sit, and I talk when I stand. And I talk into anyone's ear, and I talk when there's nobody near. And I'll talk when I'm hoarse, and my voice is a squawk, for I'm Twaddle Duck Tuck, and I talk and I talk. Next one, and this is going to be an interesting one. Let me see if I can do this right. It's called Slow Sloth's Slow Song. I am a sloth. A sloth am I. I live in trees, but I cannot fly. I do not run. I am so slow, but I am where I 1, 2, go. Alright. I try to do it like a sloth. My mother made a meatloaf that provided much distress. She tried her best to serve it. She met with no success. Her sharpest knife was powerless to cut a single slice, and her efforts with a cleaver failed completely to suffice. She whacked it with a hammer, and she smacked it with a brick, but she couldn't phase that meatloaf. It remained without a nick. I decided I would help her and assailed it with a drill, but the drill made no impression, though I worked it with all my skill. We clipped it, we chipped it with all the chisels, but it didn't make a dent. It appeared my mother's meatloaf was much harder than cement. Well, we set up that meatloaf with a hatchet and an axe, but that meatloaf stayed unblemished and withstood our fierce attacks. We borrowed bows and arrows, and we fired at close range. It didn't make a difference, for that meatloaf didn't change. We beset it with a blowtorch, but we couldn't find a flaw, and we both were flabbergasted when it broke the power saw. We hired a hippopotamus to trample it around, but that meatloaf was so mighty that it simply stood its ground. Now we manufacture meatloaves by the millions all year long. They are famous in construction, building houses tall and strong. Yeah, oh, okay, that makes sense. All right. Next is we're know-nothing neebies. Know-nothing neebies. We're know-nothing neebies. We're nothing to say, and certain to say it without delay. We're perfectly pompous, indelicably dense. We haven't a trace of a semblance of sense. We're know-nothing neebies, complacent and proud. The things we don't know, we proclaim very loud. From summer to winter, from spring until fall, we daily display we know nothing at all. We're know-nothing neebies, invincibly vain, distinguished by pates, with no space for a brain. If you cannot avoid us, we've never been rare. Just look all around you. We're found everywhere. Hello, Cyrix. Haven't seen you in a while, Cyrix. I'm just going to take a little break for a minute, and we will get back to the action in a minute. Oh. Hi. Hi. Oh, you're coming down? You want to come down and say hi? You're awful small to be. Oh, look at this. Look at these little. Look, there's 3 of them up here. Oh, here comes the 3rd one. Here comes the 3rd one. Here comes the 3rd one. Where did Rosa go? Don't see her. Oh, there she is. I see her now. Are you peeking out of the pineapple? Look at how curious they are. When I start banging my ring, they just have to come. Here we go. Hi, guys. What do you think? Oh, now you're looking too. Well, the other one got bored. Boy, there's a couple cats here that I haven't even lifted their head up since I've been here. Asha! Of course, when I say Asha's name, she opens up one eye. You're not supposed to go back there. Hey, 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 hey. All right. Yep. All right. So let's continue with the poems. Obviously, I'm not going to finish these because this is a pretty thick book. So we'll have a few more, and I think we're going to call it a night. And then we will do it all again next week. Who pulled the plug in my ant farm? Who pulled the plug in my ant farm? Who let my ants get away? Their tunnels are almost deserted. I'm having a miserable day. They've gathered in groups into the corners. They're swarming all over the floor. For each one I get in my clutches, there seem to be 24 more. I'm doing my best to corral them. I doubt that I'll ever be done. There's nothing as hard to recapture as hundreds of ants on the run. My mother found ants in her slippers. My sister found ants in her shoes. They got in my father's pajamas. He bellowed, "I'm blowing a fuse!" Some have invaded the kitchen, so they started attacking our food. My mother is shrieking in horror, and I'm in a horrible mood. Who pulled the plug on my ant farm, infesting our home with these pests? I have the unhappy suspicion that ants are our permanent guests. Yes, Top Cat. We got Nyota up here. Asha's back here. Roz is finally asleep, and she looks like she's relaxed. Of course, we have Zelda Bella, right there. Look at these cats, are just crazy. You can watch these cats all night. They're just crazy. All right. Next one. Thank you, Dutchie. Have a good night. Today I'm going yesterday as quickly as I can. I'm confident I'll do it. I devised a clever plan. It involves my running backwards at a constant rate of speed. If I'm mindful of my timing, I will undoubtedly succeed. Today I'm going yesterday. I'm moving very fast, as I'm putting off the future for the rather recent past. I can feel the present fading as I hastily depart and look forward to arriving on the day before I start. Today I'm going yesterday. I'm slipping out of sight, and I anticipate I'll vanish just a bit before tonight. When I reach my destination, I'll compose a note to say that I'll see you all tomorrow, which of course will be today. Slow Mona. There's no one as slow as Slow Mona. There's no one as slow as Slow Mona. Slow Mona is unbearably slow. It takes her as long to eat breakfast as it takes a tomato to grow. She sits in the kitchen all morning and nibbles a morsel of bread. She dawdles so long at the table, it's time to get ready for bed. There's no one as slow as Slow Mona. Her pace makes molasses seem fast. She once raced a snail and a turtle and finished a definite last. She never does anything quickly, but inches along in a crawl. One winter she sat on a splinter and didn't shout ouch until fall. Next one is called Don't Yell at Me. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. I hate it when you do. It makes me feel so miserable. I want to run from you. I simply cannot stand it. When you scream into my ear, if I knew how you do it, I'd completely disappear. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. I'll crawl away and hide. I'll detonate the smithereens or shrivel up inside. Feel free to thumb your nose at me or wiggle all your toes at me or even ring a bell at me, but please, 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 don't yell at me. All right. Next one is called Nigel Glide. When Nigel Glide sat down to dine, he yawned, "This meal's a bore. It's nothing more. It's nothing more than what I've had 1,000 times before. I'm through with cheese and chocolate. I'm done with beans and beef. I like a tasty tree instead." So Nigel ate a leaf. He liked that leaf and swallowed more than nibbled on a twig. There hardly seemed to be enough. His appetite was big. The twigs were so delicious that he started on a limb. Soon every branch upon that tree had vanished into him. "It's time to try the trunk," he said, and ate it on the spot. The bark was easy to digest. The knots, of course, were not. Now Nigel Gleam declines to dine. Deep roots grow from his toes, and birds nest in the leafy boughs that stem from Nigel's nose. All right. They never send Sam to the store anymore. The day they sent Sam to the grocery store to purchase a carton of eggs, he brought back a pear with a pearl in its core and a leopard with lavender legs. He returned with an elephant small as a mouse, a baseball that bounces a mile, a little tame dragon that heats up the house, and a lantern that lights when they smile. Sam bought them a snowball that never feels cold, a gossamer carpet that flies, a salmon of silver, a grackle of gold, and an ermine with emerald eyes. They never sent Sam to the store anymore. Hey, what are you doing up there? Are you getting a bird's eye view? Huh? They never sent Sam to the store anymore, no matter how often he begs, for he bought back a dodo that danced on the floor, but he didn't bring home any eggs. These guys are wild. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? All right. I wave goodbye when butterflies and cheer a boxing match. I've often watched my pillow fight. I've seen my cabbage patch. I like to dance at basketballs or lead a rubber band. I've marveled at a spelling bee and helped a peanut stand. It's possible a pencil points, but does a lemon drop? Does coffee break or chocolate kiss, and will a soda pop? Thank you. I appreciate that, Stacy. I share my milk with drinking straws and meals with chewing gum. And should I see my pocket change, and I'll hear my kettle drum. It makes me sad when lettuce leaves. I laugh when dinner rolls. I wonder if the kitchen sinks and if a salad bowls. I listen to a diamond ring. I've waved a football fan. And if a chimney sweeps the floor, I'm sure the garbage can. Now, I think I'll read a couple more, and then I think we're going to call it a night. So there's two short ones here, and then there's a longer one, and then I think we're going to call it a night because I need to get to bed tonight. My frog is a frog, as this is called. My frog is a frog that is hopelessly hoarse. My frog is a frog with a reason, of course. My frog is a frog that cannot croak a note. My frog is a frog with a frog in its throat. Next one is called Wilhelmina Wafflewitz. I'm Wilhelmina Wafflewitz. I never can decide the things I think I'd like to do, although I think I tried. What should I wear? What should I eat? What should I want to go? Where do I want to go? Should I do this or do that instead? I never seem to know. I'm Wilhelmina Wafflewitz, and I'm afraid I find it practically impossible to know what's on my mind. Since I'm unsure of what to do, I think I'll stay quite still. At least I think I will. Next is called I Am Off to Catch a Bumblebee. Hey, what are you doing, little Inky? I see a little, you must have been spayed or neutered. I'm off to catch a bumblebee, so bumblebees beware. I brought the best equipment with accessories to spare. A bottle full of buttons and a carton full of corks, assorted socks and saucers, and a gross of broken forks. I'm off to catch a bumblebee. I'll surely find one soon. I've got a pound of pepper and a helium balloon, my trusty feather duster and 11 bars of soap, a pair of pop-up toasters, and a leaky periscope. I have bought my beach umbrella, I bought my hula hoop, my yo-yo and viola, and a bowl of chicken soup. A lariat that's large enough to loop about a bear. I'm off to catch a bumblebee, so bumblebees beware. All right, I think I'm going to leave with one more, and then we're going to call it a night. And then the last one for the night is called I Am Digging a Hole in the Ceiling. I am digging a hole in the ceiling in order to gaze at the sky. I began at the end of September. I intend to be done by July. I suppose I might look out the windows, but they aren't sufficiently clean, and it's far too much trouble to wash them, for I haven't the proper machine. I could leave by the door if I chose to. I am sure I'd succeed if I tried, but the handle's been stuck since November, and the weather is nasty outside. So I'm digging a hole in the ceiling to study the sun and the moon. I suspect it will take until summer, for I'm using a very small spoon. Thank you, Ms. M. Appreciate that. All right, I think that is going to be it for the night. Like I said, I thought there was another book here, but I read the, I'll have to let Jackie know that I couldn't find the book. So, but somebody sent a book in for me to read. So we will read it in a little bit next week. So thank you, Danish. Everybody have a great night. And I will see you back here next week. And hello, Susie. Thank you, Danielle. So everybody have, I could just sit here and just watch these kitties. Bye, Susie. Look at these guys. God. I just wanted to also say, oh, you're welcome, Top Cat. I just love watching these cats because, they don't have a care in the world. They're fed, they're safe. They could be cats, That's what I think the best part is. When I was fostering our Magnolia, she had her 3 babies, and she was very nervous. She would move the babies all around the room in different areas. And, I look at Magnolia now, it's been 3 years since I adopted her, foster failed. And, she doesn't have a care in the world anymore. It's just a great thing to watch. So, all right, everybody, have a good night. Thank you, Stacy. That was very impressive.